Hello everybody, Mark here. Today I'm going to be making a simple dish. It just consists of basically, I'm going to be using the last piece of, this is like a quarter of a can of Spam. I've been doing several recipes over the last few days with Spam, trying to use Spam in everything. So I'm going to use the last piece of Spam along with 2 eggs, because I don't have any bread, so I can't make egg on toast. But what I am doing is I'm going to make Spam on toast. So what I'm doing here is I'm just going to slice the... Oop, no, I lost that bit. I'm going to slice the Spam into, oh Jesus, slim, thin pieces, about, I don't know, 3 millimeters thick, I guess. There you go. Normally I'll try to make them as thin as possible and then, you know, dice them up into thin pieces. But not this time. I'm just going to try and make even... right, I'm going to try and get that last piece. There. There you go. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7.5 pieces. Now I'm going to put them in the air fryer for approximately 10 minutes. Okay, as you can see, I've tried to spread them out evenly. There you go. So yeah, spread them out just so the air can get to them. Okay, now I'm going to put it in here in the air fryer for about 180 for about 10 minutes. That ought to do it. Now, meantime, I'm going to prepare the egg or eggs. Now, for this, I need a little bit of oil. Yeah, there you go. That's a few tablespoons worth. Okay. And now, about 3 or 4 minutes before the bacon, the Spam is done, that's when I'm going to start cooking the eggs, because I don't want the eggs to be done way before the meat, otherwise it'll just cool down. It won't be any good. So. Now the Spam has been in there for about 10 minutes and it's browned nicely. I've turned it over and now I'm going to put it back in the air fryer just for a few minutes. In fact, I'm going to hold off for a few minutes because I'm going to start cooking the egg. Now when the egg is halfway through cooking, then I'll turn the meat back on. Okay, now I'm going to start putting the eggs. I've got the heat on 8 out of 12. We just want a medium heat here. There you go. We don't want it too hot because we don't want it to burn anything. Huh. Okay, the eggs are not sizzling or anything, so that would mean that the heat is not quite hot enough. Okay, I'll turn it up to 9. There we go. So that's fine because I want this to cook very gently, very slowly, because I want to try and keep the yolks soft. I want a runny egg on this one. I find if you cook it too fast, it'll just go solid, and you just want it gently, slowly and surely is the key. Now the egg is coming along pretty good. There's a bit of an air bubble there. Just stab that with a spatula, and yeah, I don't know. There you go. You can see there's some air underneath the egg. Just make a slit in there, open that up. That'll fix that. Okay. Now it seems almost cooked on the top. I'm just going to have a look underneath. No, underneath is quite pale. So I'm just going to cook it I've turned it down, actually, from 9 to a 7, and now I'm going to turn it down to 6, I think. Just going to keep an eye on it, make sure it doesn't get too dark underneath. Make sure, you know, I want the white to, yeah, the white's still quite pale. I think the top is fairly, there's still a little bit of white on the top, which is uncooked so far. The yolk seems pretty soft. I want to keep that quite soft. Yeah, just heat it through gently. That's the key. Yeah. See, because if you have the heat on too high, I find the bottom of the egg will darken, quite dark brown, or very dark brown, and the top ends up being still uncooked, which means you've got to flip it over, and then to cook the top. But that means that all the white is going to cook, sure, but that means that the yolk is going to go solid, which I particularly don't want. So the key is, there you go. The key is just to cook it gently. It's starting to brown underneath. The yolk on the yolk is still soft. I may have to flip it over just for a few seconds. You do it too long and it just turns to rubber, Okay, anyway, come back in a moment. There we are. You can see the eggs in the top of the screen. I've got the gammon. Gammon, Jesus, what is up with me today? Spam. I've got the spam. Whoa! Alright, that egg is just about right. I'm going to spread this spam around. That's looking good. Okay, I'm going to turn the heat off. And the bottom of the egg, you won't be able to see from that angle, but the bottom of the egg is quite brown. The top is kind of, yep. Now I'm going to flip this over for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. There we go. I'm just going to drain the oil off just for a moment. You can see, I don't know if you can see, there's actually drips coming down. Yeah, see, that's the bottom of the egg. That's about where you want with the darkness. Okay, I'll just get the drips off of there. There. Now, let me see. Yeah, you see, even with all that preparation there, and I still got the egg a little bit solid. It didn't quite be as soft as I wanted. It's a bit of a shame, because I do like a runny egg, but it really does take a lot of practice and know-how to get it right. Even though, I only get it right just a couple of times out of 10. Oh. There we go. And as always, medium free range. I only ever use free range here. 95p or 16p each. And it's slightly more expensive than the battery hens, but personally, as I've mentioned before, I personally, when I go shopping, I prefer to not have eggs if the only choice is battery. Anyway, this is really good. I'll tell you what, if this was on toast, egg and spam on toast with some beans, oh, that would be excellent. But even just on spam, it's still good. Anyway, that is how you make spam and egg for breakfast. Thank you for watching.